All right. Well, Evgeny, thank you for taking the time to join us today on TruPoint's Talking Tech series, where we talk about technology that's impacting our clients. How are you doing today?
Doing great, doing great. Yeah, dealing
Nice.
with technology and people every day.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, being the IT leader for a healthcare organization, you're definitely in the thick of it. So, what in the emerging tech landscape are you focused on right now?
Well, everything is changing right now, day after day, with the AI implementation. And again, this is have been my key skill and forte for many years. We've been working on AI, but now we're deploying it every single day. The truth is, when I'm selecting any platforms right now, I'm looking for AI capabilities right from the bat. So if there are no AI capabilities, we don't choose the platform. And yeah, it's changing every single department, every single operation, every single service. So I think this is the largest change, yeah, in the history. Yeah, I would consider it's like introduction of internet many years ago.
Yeah, and we agree. We see it as transformative completely. Sort of feels to me though like we're still in the early stages, kind of in the second or third inning today. We're seeing a lot of the providers that we work with and the different platforms, integrating it in ways into their platform. Um, what is your thought? Do you think we're still in the early stages? Or do you think we're starting to reach a level of maturity?
I disagree with that, and I think I disagree with some of the people who are still thinking that the AI is just a buzzword, right? So look at the EMR we're dealing with, right? So they haven't even thought about AI a year ago, right? So they started implementing it about 13 months ago, 12 months ago, and now it's in the full stream in their system, right? And everyone is trying to implement those AI modules because it's drastically changing how providers, how doctors see their patients, how they do, or not spending time on the documentation and doing the progress notes. Co-pilots from both Microsoft and other platforms and in EMR, the co-pilot become that virtual assistants, the business analysts, support analysts who are doing all the tedious tasks for you. And we see it, we deployed quite a few applications so far with AI capabilities. And we see enterprise grade platforms, we see HIPAA compliant platforms, which can, secure your data and apply all the privacy policies to make it HIPAA compliant.
Speaking practically with the AI that you have deployed, give me an example or two of very specific things that you guys are able to accomplish now using AI that you were doing manually previously.
Analytics and reporting, right? So I shared with a few of my colleagues very interesting AI application platform, which is enterprise grade, but allows us to attach multiple various files and do the generative AI analytics right on top of it. You can ask any questions and ask to produce the reports, the end result reports, and even do the charts, comparison charts, pie charts, and you manipulate with the data as you go. You don't need to be a SQL analyst, right? So we're really few platforms which requires you to still to be the analyst, knowing how to SQL queries operate, right? Here with generative AI, you don't need to. You need to understand how the prompt works and tweak it a little bit. But with a little bit of knowledge, you can design any reports, you can get any results from the completely unrelated data sources, which is unique and very useful in our world. Right now, I'm spending way less time than before.
Yeah. If you see it as something where it would end up replacing headcount or augmenting headcount?
Well, everyone is asking this question, right? And the answer is we're not replacing people, right? So we're giving additional tool for people to do their work more productively and faster. Yes, it's changing the skills. It definitely in the future, in the nearest future, we will require everyone to know how to do prompts, how to operate with AI. That's a skill It's like a long time ago, we started hiring people with the knowledge of internet, how to use internet.
Right.
If you don't know how to use internet, you won't be hired, right? So this is the time where the AI become that one tool or one skill that everyone will require.
Yeah, I completely understand. We're seeing the same thing with a lot of our other clients as well, the way that they are approaching this. It's definitely augmentative to their, their core business. We're starting to integrate different elements into our practices as well, especially around the expense management piece that we do. So it's going to be really, really interesting time. So going back to your crystal ball, where do you see this going 3 to 5 years from now?
Well, it's definitely AI will be in every single service line, right? So it will augment everything we do, right? And people will learn how to do prompts. People will learn how to communicate with AI better, right? And get the faster results, better quality of data. I see a lot of challenges definitely that can go the wrong way, right? Because right now you cannot trust data online. You don't understand. You cannot distinguish between AI and non-AI. That's until we get that, very clear safeguards to see where the data came from AI and where it came from human. This is a very, very dangerous situation, right? But I think the next leap, and I just read the article yesterday, right? So IBM is working on the quantum computing.
Mm-hmm.
If that quantum computing, the next level of quantum computing become available in 5 years, that will change everything as we know right now.
It's an exciting time to be the director of IT at an organization of your size. So you mentioned security and some of the impact that quantum computing, AI can potentially have over the next few years on security. As the IT director of a large healthcare organization, what's keeping you up at night?
Well, definitely AI as well. I just went through the conference in Tampa, and there were quite a few platforms that has AI capability to analyze logs, to be more proactive and try to stop any infiltrations. But we also discussed that how the bad guys are using AI right now, and in some cases they just faster than us, right? So it became a very useful tool for the perpetrators, right, to get in and infiltrate the system. So it is very dangerous. So we need to be faster and more proactive. So that means we need to evaluate more tools, invest more money, invest more time, and constantly to be like on the edge of technology for the security.
From your seat, what do you see as a few critical steps that organizations that are growing from that SMB space into the mid-market and enterprise need to take with their organization from a security perspective?
Definitely need to be educated, constantly evaluate what's on the market, what's happening, what threats do we have, right? Look at the platforms, talk to vendors. Very important to talk to the right vendors to discuss what's available right now, how can we make it better, and just don't sweep it under the rug, right? Constantly, check your systems, do the penetration tests from outside. Always educate people. I think the biggest concern right now, it's not the viruses, how they're going to go through all the filters and systems. It's the people, right, who are not educated and can just click on the wrong link. You just need one person, an entire organization to make it worthwhile for the bad guys.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned in that comment, vendor selection. So I know we've done some work with you around security, and we've got an active, RPA project, several telecommunications projects, et cetera. Let's change gears a little bit and let's talk a little bit about your experience with TruPoint in our organization. You guys just went through a rapid phase of growth, and obviously we're there to support you. What role has TruPoint played in that for you, and what was your experience?
I'm definitely grateful and thankful for TruPoint to be our valuable vendor and great advisor, so that rapid growth. Again, this is unprecedented growth, but we expected to have some challenges, and TruPoint definitely assists us to make the transition smoother, right? Much better, and grow into 8 different states in a matter of months, which was very, very successful, just because of the right vendors we selected throughout the process. And again, this transition from the smaller company to the more corporate level company, it's unusual and has its own challenges. I have to rely on good vendors who understand technology, who can bring new technology into place, right? And we've been very selective in this process, because my team is very small, and I rely on the managed service providers heavily. And TruPoint is one of the most important MSP in our business right now.
Thank you for that. And obviously, we very much enjoy working with your team as well. I guess what are the key areas where we add value to your team, or we take some lift off of your team and allow them to focus on other areas of need within the IT organization?
Customer support for sure, right? So we don't have ability to support clients on the telephony, on the ISPs. And again, because we grow so rapidly, we just don't have that, resources to deal with the volume and deal with dozens and dozens of ISPs across 8 states. And that's where TruPoint was the most valuable partner, right, in this scenario. And they made it very, very easy for us to expand and deal with multiple ISPs with the issues they have, and bring internet connectivity to every single site. And again, John, we've been opening clinics, 3 or 4 clinics every week, including acquisitions and new clinics. So, which is very challenging. Also, I respect TruPoint for being a knowledgeable partner and advise us on some technology. Again, the technology is changing so rapidly. I don't even have ability or time to keep up, right, with the telephony, and there are hundreds of different platforms we have to choose between, right? And that's where TruPoint been a very good partner and assist us with selecting Etherfax, for example, right? So that was a very interesting project and saved me a lot of time and sleepless nights.
Well, and that's, we very much enjoy working with your organization. That vendor selection piece obviously is critical. But I appreciate you mentioned the managed support in there, the support that our team provides. You mentioned in there vendor selection, which obviously we've been working with you for many years on. But you also mentioned managed support. Obviously, we're providing some support around your contact center and your CX users, your UC users. Aside from just being a support resource for you, do you see any value, or what's your experience with the project management organization overall as well?
Again, because of the tremendous growth and rapid growth, right? So we have a lot of projects which change the scope and direction at the last second. And I think, that's where TruPoint comes in. So you have really good PMs who just jump in the last second, help us to change the direction and support it. And again, knock on wood, we haven't failed any of those projects, right? And there were a lot of changes at the last moment. And without the proper project manager who owns the project, right, who owns the service, who communicate with us as the customer, who communicates to the clinics, who communicates with vendors, those projects just won't succeed. And we've seen it over and over and over and over, because this is not a structured process, right, per se, because we have so many variables and changes due to the unknown factors and the rapid growth.
Yeah, makes total sense. You mentioned Etherfax earlier. I know you guys are using them now for your virtual fax and communication into EMR. Obviously, healthcare still is heavily reliant on fax. Talk to me a little bit about your experience with Etherfax specifically, but then do you see fax as being a long-term need in the healthcare space?
All the EMRs are working towards, to bring vendors and customers on net in the same system, right? So to eliminate faxes. Faxes is the biggest pain for everyone, including EMR, right? So we receiving thousands and thousands of pages a day, which is hard to manage just to receive, and then we have to index them. We need to upload them to EMR. So everyone is struggling with this, and I work in the public sector as well, and this is one of the biggest pain point, because public sector healthcare is still heavily relying on paper faxes, well, electronic faxes, but on faxes, which again we cannot eliminate at this point. So to be realistic, I think we're talking about another 5-10 years before faxes will be removed, at least 80% from the EMR. This is unfortunate, but it's a very lengthy process. I think, because we chose that route and put the faxes outside of EMR to Etherfax, right? We saved quite a few instances where we could lose access to faxes, or faxes could stop floating, right? And because our doctors are relying on faxes heavily right now, this became a very, very, very successful project. And again, the number of faxes and pages are growing exponentially, and the cost comes with it, right? So right now, it's on my budget. This is the biggest savings that we see when we went to Etherfax compared to going directly to EMR.
Yeah, and also I know when we did the project originally, it provided obviously unlimited capacity for the rapid growth that you guys experienced. Beyond that, though, what has been your experience with the fax delivery and just the quality and performance of the actual product itself?
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, again, I see the dashboard. I see the volume of the faxes. There were a few instances where EMR was down, but the faxes were still coming into the Etherfax and were delivered properly and on time. Again, I'm evaluating, analyzing our tickets, and we see that the faxes is no longer an issue where people are raising tickets or questioning this ability. So technology works. I'm really grateful for Etherfax as a partner and TruPoint as a partner to make it happen. Again, during the evaluation, we will look at many vendors, right, who have similar capacity. But I think Etherfax proved that their technology works, and they have very good customer support, right? And they provide us with ability to grow like never before. I don't care about the size, the volume, the number of faxes. It just keep growing. The number of clinics we're adding, we keep adding. The number of DIDs, phone numbers, we just keep adding for multiple states right now, and it works as expected.
Yeah, well, it's been a fun ride. It's been great to see the organization grow, and congratulations on all the success and all the hurdles that you've been through and the team has been through. Really appreciate the partnership and the role we've been able to play for you guys, through this process. Any closing comments that you want to include here, Evgeny?
I think, yeah, we had a very productive year last year, right? So we're still growing, we're still adding more clinics, doctors, providers. Healthcare is a very challenging space, right? But it's also very rewarding, right? That's the reason, I joined this organization, because I believe in it. Yeah, we're doing the right thing, and but the number of patients we're adding right now, it's just staggering, right? But it means we're doing the right thing. And again, I want to highlight that without proper partners, right, you cannot be successful in this business. I'm relying on TruPoint and a few key technology partners to make it happen. And this is the new future, right? Where a lot of organizations are relying on MSPs and don't grow their own departments, right? And just have a few people who are managing vendors. But it means you need to have the right vendor, right partner in place. And I'm really thankful. And I hope we'll enjoy another year of growth, and we'll see what the future will bring.
We're looking forward to it as well. Evgeny, you had a suggestion for the partners that you work with, your technology partners around AI and embracing AI in the right way. Talk us through that, and how do you see RPA playing into that as well?
Yes, again, we're talking about changing landscape right now, and we're looking at the automation of a lot of processes. And previously, RPA, remote processing automation, was not very robust, right? And it slightly changed the way make the tasks more automatic, right? But now, where the RPA embrace AI, or AI embrace RPA, though those bots became absolutely a necessity. There are so many platforms right now, and we're using them at this moment. And John, you brought another vendor that we are evaluating to automate a very large and very tedious process, which can be replaced right now, automated, and make it more successful with less efforts and less cost, right? So that's what we're looking for, right? To make less efforts, less costs, better ROI, and especially with this tremendous growth, right? We cannot just keep adding people to do manual tasks. This is not a sustainable future of the process. We need to automate the processes, and that's where RPA and AI comes along.
You're absolutely right, and I also think you're embracing it. The level of just effort you've put behind it, and the openness you and your organization, obviously in a very careful way, an intentional way, have embraced AI and process automation, I think is a big factor in what's enabled you to see the growth that your organization has seen over the last couple of years. So again, congratulations on that growth.
Thank you. Yeah. You have to put the AI strategy or business strategy and guardrails, right? But you see what's happening with Amazon, eBay, all the large companies, Google, right? So they automating every single process, and that's why they can grow, and they can grow faster than anybody else, because, well, some of them, they owe the AI process, right? But
Sure.
if they are on the edge of this technology, they will succeed, they will prevail. So we need to be there.
Well, again, thank you for your time today, and for those of you tuning in, if you see any value in some of the information that was presented today, please make sure you like or subscribe. But also, if you need some help with your organization, you're entering a rapid growth phase, consider TruPoint as a partner for you along that journey.